Hi everybody, welcome back. We are moving on with our gigantic Christmas album, and we got all of the pages in, and I've chosen a few things to do and got started with cutting, but I'll show you everything just to start working on what we're going to add to some of these pages. There are tons and tons of scraps left over from your cardstock, and that's what I'm using. So we're going to start with the inside front cover and just move along. There'll be more things added down the road, I'm sure, but I just wanted to get some of these basics. I'm trying to weigh that down so you can see. So the first thing I'm putting in is a pocket on the inside front cover. Okay, so to make this pocket, you are going to need a piece of cardstock. And again, you should be able to get all of this stuff out of your scraps. So this piece of cardstock is, upside down, 5 inches wide by 7.5 inches in length. And on 3 sides, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. And if you look here, you'll see that I scored it at 1/2 inch, but then I felt like it was just a little bit too wide, was going to interfere with the spine. So I went to 5/8 here. I just scored it an additional 1/8. So just play with yours and see what you need to give yourself enough room. And then 1/2 inch on the bottom. So 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Don't score this edge. That's the top of the pocket. And then you're going to trim the tops at an angle, and then trim out the corners. Okay, so there's your pocket like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and that's how I make pretty much all of my pockets. So bear that in mind as we move along and get to pockets. That's how we're doing them. And I can trim off this extra cardstock, which I will do after I get the tape on. I am using 3/8 inch score tape for this. You can use whatever adhesive you like. I know a lot of people like to use wet glue for assembly. I use a lot of wet glue for matting and embellishing, but I tend to use the score tape for the assembly. Okay, and we're going to burnish our tape. Like that. And then this one's a little wide because I rescored it, so I'm just going to trim some of that off. Okay, and don't worry about all this, I'll cover that up as we go. All right, now I'm going to lift up the tape a little bit and tuck the bottom on top. Makes it easier to get your tags and things inside your pocket. And then pull the tape off completely. This album is so big that I hope you'll be able to see everything. All right, and then we are just going to place this pocket on the inside. And what I'm doing is, you see here where my hinges are, I'm just gonna line the bottom of the pocket up with that. Okay, there we go. Pocket down, and I have somewhere I've got the papers I cut for this. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's this piece that's going to get tucked in there like that. So that'll cover that up. All right, but we'll get back to that in a bit. Okay, now this I'm going to leave for now. I'm probably going to add something to it down the road, but for now I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave this. And I made another pocket exactly like the other one, but this one's going to go be a side pocket on this page. And so this one, I'll give you the measurements. And again, I'm using scraps. So you can, if you have a scrap that's narrower, by all means, use that. Take advantage of all your scraps for this part. This one is 4 by 9, 4 by 9, and it is scored 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Just like the pocket we just did. And burnish our tape. Place that down. And just pull this a little bit towards me. I just want to make sure this is a good fit. It's a little bit fat. I could make it a little, nah, that's fine. Okay. All right. And I'm going to turn the book to try and get this centered. Now you don't want to put this right down into the spine. Leave yourself about a 1/16 of an inch or so. Okay, and there's our pocket. All right, that's gonna go there. That fell out of somewhere. I'm not sure where, but we'll find the spot when we get to it. Okay, and that's that. And then this, I'm going to add as just a little horizontal belly band. Okay. That, and this is going to go here. You don't want to add too much bulk at this point. The book is huge. So this belly band, again, I took it from a scrap, is 7 by 2.5. And again, I scored at 1/2 inch on one end and 5/8 on the other end, just to make sure I don't interfere with the spine. Can you see? I'm sorry, I'm trying to weight things down. Okay, now I want to put this belly band, it's got to be away from both the fold and the spine, and I don't want it dead center of this page. I'm going to put it in the bottom third. I know, I'm just eyeballing. Right about there. That straight? Probably not, but we shall see. That's good. Okay. And this is a piece of just a scrap, and I'm just folding it, and I'm just going to glue it down on 3 sides, and I'm going to glue it here. So it's not going to have any gussets. You won't be able to put anything very fat in it, but you'll be able to slide a tag or 2 in it. I'm just stretching this paper a little bit like this, just to give it a little more room, and I think I will make it a double pocket. So let's slide that over. Let's take our glue. Oh, let me give you measurements for this. Again, it's a scrap, so use what you have. It does not have to measure exactly the same. This piece is 8 and it was scored at 4.5 by 6. So it's a 6 by 8 piece. I scored at 4.5. Just folded it up like that, make a pocket. So let us just put a very thin, my glue is a little bit clogged. Okay, can you see? I need to arrange for a bigger workspace sometimes, I think. Just a tiny little thin bead of glue. There. And there. That. Form our outside pocket. That. This is going to fit right here. And you know what? I feel like that's too wide. I'm going to trim a tiny bit off. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. And I'll have to just re-glue that pocket. Because I do not want it to be in the way of the spine. Okay, so let me show you. When I put it on here for a test fit, it fit perfectly side to side, but I just want to cheat it a little to the outside so that I have that little gap there so as not to cause problems with the spine. So I'm just going to I'm sorry, is my head in the frame? Let's just re-glue that. Okay, and let's bring the book over. And we're going to glue this right here, and we're going to be just a hair up from the bottom, just a hair in from the right, but leave a good 1/8 of an inch on the inside. And I'm just wondering, since I do not have, since I don't have the flaps like I do on the other pockets, I'm not going to be able to insert paper behind this. I feel like this should wait. Don't glue this down yet. Just tuck it here. Wait until we put the pattern paper there. Okay, and then here I have another pocket that's going to go right here. And it is just the same as the other pockets. This one actually has the flaps. So we can proceed. And this is, put my pin back in my glue, hang on. 6.5 by 4, scored on 3 sides at a 1/2 inch. Just like that. Whoops, that's narrow. You know what? I think I scored that one 1/4 of an inch. I must have had a shorter piece of paper for my scrap. So let's get some 1/4 inch tape. This is the 1/4 inch tape from scrapbook.com. It's cheaper than the score tape. I haven't had any problem with it, so. There we go. And I didn't trim these corners, so let's do that. Did I get that one? I did. All right. Pick that up and put that there. Sorry, I'm gonna be where you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so there's our pocket. this is going to go here. Let me see if I can put this down here. And, whoops, yikes. Okay, so put that down before I was ready. Okay, there's our pocket. All right. And then this, I'm trying to figure out what my plan was here. Oh, I remember. Okay. Sorry. This is actually going to be another double pocket, but this one is sort of an envelope style. All right, so let me see if I can show you what I've got going here. Hang on. Okay, hang on a second. Let me move you over here. Okay, so what I have is a piece that is 6.5 by 7. I scored it at 3 inches, and then on either side I scored at a 1/2 inch. And then on this upper section on either side, I cut the scored area off. Okay, so does that make sense? So originally this went all the way up and I just cut it off, right? And then these fold to the back, and this folds down like this. Okay, and there's the back. So this will form a pocket, although it doesn't have a bottom yet. So what I did then was I cut just a regular pocket and scored it and folded it the usual way. So this is 3.5 by 6.5, scored at a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch on 3 sides, and the corners trimmed. All right, make sense? So now what's going to happen is this piece here is going to lay, oh, hang on, these go to the inside, leave this out. These go to the inside and are going to rest on top of this pocket, these flaps remaining free. Can you see that? That these are going to go there? These flaps go to the back, and then this, here's my pocket. See the pocket sitting on top? And then here's the score line. So you're going to put this just up against that score line, just shy of it. This is going to fold over and attach, right? And then these are going to come over like this. Make sense? Oh, actually, we could do it this way. I think we will. Okay, does that make sense? So now what you're going to end up with is an envelope on the front with a flap, and the inside of the envelope, and then a pocket on the back. All right, so maybe if I do it, it would make more sense. So let's get some tape. So this tape is going to go on the outside of these flaps. That, and like this. All right. And this is going to rest on top of this. So this tape, just like that, goes on the outside of these. Again, all of these pieces are coming from the scraps from assembling the book, because we used an awful lot of cardstock, so we don't want to use any more. Everything we want to use for the rest of this project, besides pattern paper, I'm going to try and be scraps. Okay, so this, turn it over. Okay, so these get folded to the inside. This gets placed on top like that, Okay. These are going to go like this. This is going to come up, and this is where the tape needs to be to attach to the book. Okay, so again, we're going to put it on the outside. Turn this over. He's going to go to the inside. All right, so let's see. Try to figure out the best way to do this. It's probably going to be from this side. So let's take the tape off. And remember, we're going to leave that out flat for now. Turn this sideways. I'm going to line this up just shy of the fold. Okay, turn over and line that up on each side so that the sides line up nicely. There you go. Okay, so now we have that, and there'll be a magnet. And then, let's turn it over. Now we have what looks like a regular pocket, same as we've always had. So we're just going to pull up the sides here of our tape and attach, fold that over and attach it there. Whoops. Let's just snug that down and make it nice and smooth. Okay. And now this, where's our book, is going to go into our book. So we have pocket here. Oops, what have I got there? This flips open. Now, here's the thing. If we put this pretty bulky pocket in here, I think it's going to be too bulky. So I'm going to put it on the outside of this page. But again, it's got some space around it. So I'm just going to tuck it here for now and wait till we add our decorative paper. Okay? So we are getting there. Let's get rid of some of this, and I will be right back. All right, so I have some of the papers ready. I have chosen not to ink these, so this one's going to go there. This is one of the ephemera cards, and that's going to go there, and this is going to go in the pocket as I showed you earlier. So I think I'm going to do this piece first because it's going to be the trickiest. So let's get that out of the way. Probably did not need to put glue on the bottom of that, because we do not want to accidentally glue our pocket shut. Okay, there's that. No idea if that's straight. I think it looks reasonably straight anyway. And let me just grab a scrap. Of course, I chose a giant scrap just to make sure everything is fine. And then I'm going to put this here. You could leave this open and just glue it on 3 sides and make a pocket out of it, but I think I've got enough going on that I do not need another pocket. So we might put a tuck spot on top of it or something like that. Okay, there's that. as our inside front cover. And this piece is from the Patterns and Solids pack. And I feel like I could cut a tiny bit of this off if I wanted to. That's great. Just use it as is. Sorry, I'm keep pulling off camera. And I am using art glitter glue. That's what I almost always use for my mats. And I do not have a lot of room to play with this one because I didn't leave a lot of extra. Okay. Okay, how's that? I think that looks very nice. And we'll be adding things to these pages that look so plain. But again, the whole point is to have room for your Christmas pictures. So this would actually, you could leave it plain and just put a really big picture with Santa here or something like that, or a family picture, a group photo. All right, so I will be right back. I'm going to pick some papers for these. How are we doing on time? I think we could do one more. We'll do this one here, and then we'll stop and continue on in another video. So I will be right back. All right. I am back. I usually have a terrible time picking what I want to use for mats just because I'm so indecisive. I'm always afraid, oh, what if I don't like it? But this went fairly smoothly. So this is going to go on the outside of the pocket. This is going to go on the inside of the pocket. I'm trying to make this really kind of colorful and mix it up a lot with the colors. And then this piece is going to go over here. And as you can see, it's a little too short, but that's fine because I'm going to put something down here, probably from one of the cutter parts, or a sticker or something, so I'm not worried about that. And again, I am not going to ink. I'm just going to put them down. One thing you could do, sorry, I'm probably out of the frame, with these large mats, actually with any mat, is you could punch the corners. And I may do that on the one that's on the outside of the pocket. This decorative paper, I think, is just fine as is. This is a more plain paper. It might look pretty with the corners rounded or with a decorative punch there. Should I? Oh, I don't think I will. I don't want to start a trend. My goal here is to make quite a large album in a short amount of time. Okay, so we want to line this one up. Ooh, that's not too straight, I don't think. Oh well. Okay, I was trying to get that lined up with that, which I don't think I did a very good job. Well, maybe. It's not too bad, I don't think. Let me see. It doesn't look too bad. It's not as straight as it might be, but that's okay. And normally when I'm doing something going in the pocket, I'll do the in the pocket one first, because I think it's easier to line this up with this than vice versa, but I really did want to make sure that was done, because I think that would be more obvious if it was off. And again, I put glue on the bottom, which I didn't need to, but I forgot. kind of wanted with these first couple of pages to establish the blue, the red, the green color scheme. That's why I chose this paper. It kind of, I think it frees me up going forward to put whatever color I want wherever I want. Whereas if I tried to match blue, blue, blue because I'm on a blue cardstock, it could get complicated by the time I got to the end and I'm working with not as many papers. So we have a pocket here, a flap, which we'll probably put something on, another open flap, a pocket, a side pocket, and then we have this flap here, which we'll do next time. This pocket's going to go in here, and there's a belly band here. Okay, so I think that's enough for today, and we will come back and continue working. I think before we meet next time, I'll try and have more pages, mats all cut out so we can kind of move along a little faster. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching.